Alright, what's good, everybody? This is Listen Doctor Radio. I am your host of the show, the Listen Doctor. I was trying to start a little bit earlier today, due because I knew it was gonna rain, and I couldn't start because of the fucking weather came too close to me starting, and it fucked up all of my system. Every time it rains, it fucks up my system. Sometimes my lighting go off, the lights at the house, or sometimes it just don't want to work. So I started a little bit later. I was supposed to start at 8. I know you guys like probably saying like, what the fuck this dude doing? I'm gonna have a special guest on tonight. His name is I'm gonna let him introduce himself to you guys. He's one of my good friends. He's a good friend of mine. Today we're gonna be talking about a story that's really fucked up. I'm gonna give y'all guys the story right quick, and then me and him gonna talk about it. So go ahead and listen to the story, and then me and him gonna talk about it. Here you go.
David Wilson was found guilty today of child sex assault in a Houston court. Wilson, a previous sex offender, was accused of molesting 2 young girls. The jury deliberated about an hour. Wilson was found guilty of the sexual assault of a child in 2005 and sentenced to 4 years in prison. 6 years later, Wilson has been found guilty again in a case that has lifelong consequences for 2 more children. Wilson was charged with super aggravated sexual assault of a child. The enhanced charge is because of the age of the victim. She was only 23 months old at the time. We have also been told that the child is Wilson's niece. A court document states that the assault occurred last year. The toddler's parents are said to have lived out of state, had drug problems, and sent their daughter to live with family in Houston. The child is the daughter of Wilson's sister. Man accused of raping girls and infecting them with HIV. Last November, the toddler was taken to a doctor, where she was diagnosed with HIV, genital herpes and chlamydia. Reconstructive surgery was performed because of infection to her private parts. A doctor told investigators that she had to have been sexually abused because of the sexually transmitted diseases that were detected. 4 people in the home where the child lived were tested. Only 1 tested positive for HIV. It was David R. Wilson. It's unclear why Wilson was not arrested at the time. A 14-year-old girl spoke to the Children's Assessment Center, telling a caseworker she had been having sex with a man for 2 years. She identified the man as David R. Wilson and said she was pregnant. An exam of the girl showed that she was HIV positive, had herpes and chlamydia.
Wow, ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna go ahead and jump into the conversation with my big homie and go ahead and get him on the phone right quick, because I want you guys' input too. We have about 15 or 20 minutes on this video. 15 or 20 minutes on this video is all I can do for the night. For this video, I have to go to work early in the morning. So let's go ahead and get it going. I'll go ahead and call him right quick. Eating some of the delicious red beans my wife just cooked. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish those beans up too. So let me go ahead and get this rolling. Whoa, what up, Ron?
Hello?
Yeah, what that?
Hello?
You can hear me?
Hello?
You can hear me? Hello? Hello? Let me see your phone real quick. I'm gonna have to use your phone, but I'm gonna block the number, so. Alright, like I said, sometimes it does that sometimes. Let me go ahead and get them back on right quick. I hate this fucking system. I really do. I hate it with a passion. I really do. What is it? Star 69 or star 67? Alright, let me try this a fucking again.
Hello?
Yeah, you can hear me?
Yeah.
Wow, what's happening around? Fucking system be when it's raining like that. Sometimes my system be fucking acting up.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I gotta jump right into the thing because I already started it. We got 15 minutes. Really, actually, now we got about like 10 minutes to talk about it until my show ends for the next one. All right. We talking about a guy. His name is David Wilson. He was found guilty of molesting and raping his niece, a 23-month-old child, and it was his niece, and he have a 14-year-old young lady that's pregnant with his children and has HIV and chlamydia. He has 2 more children out of state that he raped. And one of my listeners, the people that's watching, wanted to know how did I feel about it. I'm gonna ask you, how do you feel about somebody raping a young child at that age, or any person at that matter? How do you feel about it?
Man, I feel hurt inside of knowing that, that a man taking mind control and power over a youth, and just, man, it's hurt to see it, man.
Yeah, I feel you, man. It's like, man, and then and what makes it so fucked up? They said the baby was 23 months. She was 23 months. She had to get reconstructive surgery on her private because he messed her up so much. What makes I don't understand it. What makes a man, like we men, like what makes a man really want to fuck a young baby? That's I don't get it, man. Like I see so many stories, so many bitch ass niggas raping kids and shit. I don't see what they get out of it. He went to jail 1 year for 4 years and they let him out.
Right.
And he did the shit again into his own niece.
That's sad, brother. That is sad, man.
Yeah, man.
I just can't see why, they let him get out.
Man, I got one of his relatives that's gonna send me the story because they're the ones that press charges on him this time. One of his relatives are gonna follow up and give me some of the information. All I got is what they sent me, but I'm gonna follow up on it and find out what the fuck he did. But
right.
Moving right along though, because I gotta make this quick. The next topic we talking about is they had a 16-year-old young man in Chicago, was a star football player in Chicago. He was a star football player at a high school. He was a star basketball player, and today his friend's life was taken away, and he was shot in the foot by the rivalry team, by the other school team who was jealous that they lost in a game in the season. And this is the fourth murder this morning in Chicago. So one of my fans wanted to ask, do you feel safe in your community? And if you was in Chicago, what would you do to help the black people, help the black community get better? So I'm gonna ask you first. What would you do? How do you feel about that's being the fourth murder this morning in Chicago and all that?
Man, this is something I gotta think of, man.
And I feel like like they protested Donald Trump. I'm not for Donald Trump. Everybody, when I see this shit, people keep saying I'm not for Donald Trump. But what black people gotta realize is, when we show these people, we showing white people a side of us that they think of us. They stereotyping us. But by us doing these different things, and we not speaking up, when it's happening in our community, it looks fucked up.
Well, put it like this here. Okay, well Donald Trump, he got some points.
Yeah.
Of, about putting things out there about the jobs and the population, and well, I want to say, well, I mean, it is kind of hard that about the United States is so populated, and it's hard for black people to get jobs.
Yeah.
Especially and I mean, every president that come in the White House, I mean, they did not have like a full control of what goes on, because the Congress and everything got to pass the laws.
Yeah.
And I mean, I feel like, you can't run away from nothing. Like people talking about, okay, when Donald Trump hit office, I'm moving to Canada. Okay. Well, whatever going down there, the shit that's gonna happen out there.
Yeah.
You can't run away from God.
Yeah. And that's one of the main things. Like I feel like right now in our own community, we have a lot of shit that's taking place. Like in New Orleans, that's just in Chicago. I did a story yesterday about a guy that got killed in Chicago, a football player that got killed, and this was like game related. Then yesterday I did another story about the same way another guy got killed in New Orleans, was murdered. He was shot in the head 4 times, executional style, and he was a delivery driver. He was a father. He was a football player in high school. He wasn't selling drugs. He wasn't banging. He was going to church with his mom, and his mom think that somebody that was hating on him did it. That's most likely what happened.
Right.
And a lot of people, like I tell people about this shit. They feel like, okay, that better him than me. No, man, we need to go out and speak out. The man killer has not been turned in. They had people at the gas station who seen who the fuck the killer was. The killer has not been turned in. And people, they keep saying, oh, if we say something, we gonna get killed anyway. I get all that. A nigga could kill you from jail. I get that. But if we keep being afraid of these bitch ass niggas that's carrying a gun, our community will never get better.
Right.
Martin Luther King wasn't afraid. Malcolm X wasn't afraid. You know what I mean? And I tell people the reason why the Black Panthers was so fucking powerful, because they had unity. They had unity. And we don't have that today. You know what I mean? We don't have that.
Right.
So how do you feel about our state of the black community? I got like 5 minutes. So how do you feel about our state, about the black community? Do you feel like we'll be better off if we just separate some people out of it? Do you feel like we getting worse? Do you feel like we getting better? What you see?
Well, put it like this: longest this thing be around, it's called